All right, welcome back to Man Down Sports, man. Hey, Chris. Uh, Cowboys just beat the brakes off the Buccaneers. I think we can start with that game first, right? We can start with the
Hmm.
Cowboys. You want to do that?
Yeah, that's fine.
And then we'll hit the other ones, man. Corey's supposed to be coming in a minute. He's trying to fix his internet stuff, man. But welcome back to Man Down Sports. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button as well. Do all that good stuff, man. Um, Cowboys. What was the final score? Cause I cut it off.
31 to 14.
Oh, so they did score at that last touchdown. Yeah, I cut it off after the player got
Russell Gage got
hurt,
hurt.
man. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
ain't like I didn't like that hit. And I hate when people do that when when it's a receiver on the ground and they do that where they running full speed and they hit them in their back. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
trying to. I hate when they do that, man. So, but and the old dude came and just came as hard as he could at the back of dude's head, and it was
Hmm.
almost like a whiplash, man. And it's pretty scary because he tried to get up and couldn't even get up, man. So that's not I don't like that. He got some type of stinger, maybe I don't know, man. But I just didn't
Yeah.
like the hit. I ain't like the hit at all. Like the game is over. It's blown out. I mean, what you playing that hard for, man? So. I really didn't like that hit, man. But other than that, the game was good. What you thought about the game?
That's the Dak Prescott that Cowboys fans been waiting on all year. That was one of his best performances that I've seen him since he's been in this league. He was the first couple of drives, knocked the jitters out. You know what I'm saying? You had those 3 and outs or whatever. And then after that, they just got the clicking. He got linked in with the tight end, started finding CD Lamb. CD Lamb got his hands together. The defense was keeping them in the game, making sure the Buccaneers ain't get nothing going after they had their own 3 and outs. And then they just got the going, man. I was impressed. I had a feeling Cowboys was gonna beat the Buccaneers just because of how I seen the Buccaneers play throughout the year.
Yeah,
But I didn't expect them to be firing on all cylinders like that. That was impressive.
I so I wanted the Cowboys to win. I thought they might win, but I couldn't. There was no way I could pick them. That's no. I mean, like, there's no way
History,
I could pick them,
yeah,
man.
history tells us you don't bet against Tom.
Yeah, well, not. I mean, not even that, man. Because like you said earlier, man, Tom and the Bucks didn't. I mean, they didn't click all year long at all. And if they did click, it was only one game or one half of a game.
Hmm.
They never
Dallas.
really. They never really put it all together for real this whole season. They never really put it all the way together really much of last year, to be honest with you. I mean, they really miss Antonio Brown and Gronk, man. That offense looked totally different, man. So but nonetheless, I was like, it's playoff time. Tom Brady's Tom Brady. If they can get it clicking, they might can make it work. And the Cowboys got a tendency to fall apart. So I was thinking that might happen versus looking at it like which football team is the best football team, which I said when I picked the Bucks, I think Dallas is the better football team. But I think they got more meltdown in them than what I think Tom Brady had in them. But I
Hmm.
was wrong. I was wrong about that, man. Dallas came out and surprised a lot of people, man. But Corey wasn't surprised though. Corey, you thought that was what was gonna happen with what we saw tonight? You sound like Optimus Prime now. You sound like I got a bunk Corey. Yeah. Corey sound like Optimus Prime, man. I can't. We couldn't hear him, but he got to get his
Oh
internet
man.
back good, man. But nah, Dak looked real good. I think he was 11 for 11 he was 100% on his first 11 passes,
Hmm.
which is crazy. Pollard looked like he the number one back there. He looked real good. CD Lamb looked good. The tight end Schultz looked good.
Yeah, Schultz
Um,
was showing his ass tonight.
yeah. Michael Parson balling, defense looking good.
I
The
mean,
line,
as usual,
the offensive line protected Dak and put
which was surprising because they had to throw the rookie in there.
Yeah, and then
They
the play
lost
column
to
was even the play column was good.
yeah.
Yeah, they were just an
The
overall better team, man. Overall
the
better
only
team.
thing the only thing was the damn kicker.
Hey, that kicker, he's done. He's
Ooh,
done.
I told my homeboy, I was like, the only thing that saved his job was one, he made that last extra point, and two, these missed PATs didn't come in a close game.
I don't
That's the
think that
only
saved his
thing that
job.
man.
I
Listen,
don't think that saved his job, bro.
you don't think so?
No, I don't think that saved his job. I think he's gone.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because
He
damn,
he's
four
gone.
extra points and five extra points, including your last game. That's
Nah, he's gone for sure. That's not gonna save his job. So they'll be looking for a new kicker. If at the very the best case scenario for that kicker is, let's say they bring in a new kicker, but they keep him on, which I doubt they'll do. You know, they'll rather have that roster spot for something else. They're not gonna hold two kickers, but
yeah.
that's the only thing I can. I mean, but other than that, I think he's done, yo.
You think they'll
He's
have a
done.
different kicker by next week?
Yeah, they got to. Like you can't go into a 49ers with that. I mean, these are not 35, 45-yard field goals. These are extra points.
I mean, but it is 33 yards away. So it is still because they moved it back. So it is like a mid 30-yard field goal, right? So if you can't hit that, what's to say we get down fourth down and we need, a 30 something or low 40-yard field goal and you missing. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like, not forget the field goal. You playing 49ers, you got to expect that game is going to be close. And if the difference is, let's say y'all both scoring, if you missing extra points, that's okay, now it's 7-6, and then now it's 14-12, and then now it's 21 to daggone
Yeah,
19,
18.
18. That's, bro, you can't
Yeah,
you
he
can't you yeah,
he
you can't go into a game with the 49ers with a kicker that's questionable like that, man. There's no way.
yeah, he left 4 points on the table tonight, and that's a field goal and an extra point. So
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
and if Dallas would have kept scoring, he had a chance to leave a touchdown on the table.
Yeah,
Like
everything was clicking, and the calls that I usually see your Brady led team get, they weren't getting, like that extra point that Godwin got held on, the 2-point conversion. I mean,
mhm.
he seriously literally got held, obviously, right there. There's no way, if the referee was looking at that, they didn't call that. There's no way.
Yeah, they let him play.
No, I don't think that's called letting them play. That's called something else.
I mean, the flag was in the pocket for most of the game, honestly. Just um you had the unnecessary roughness from Jensen. Um and you had maybe a couple of holding calls. I really didn't see the flag come out that much.
Right.
The roughing the passer for Dallas, and then I don't know, it was really light in the calls on both sides.
Yeah, I agree. Now, let's preview what, because they gotta go and play the 49ers. The 49ers is a team that can impose their will on both ends. They can
Mhm.
run it. Now with Purdy, it look like they got something going at quarterback. They done open up with Kittle. Kittle is playing real good with Purdy. Of course, Debo and CMC doing their thing, and then the defense, it is what it is, right? And then they well coached, right? So
Mhm.
that's one thing for the 49ers. And then on the other end with Dallas, uh, this, like you said, this is the Dallas that everyone's been waiting to see. So we always thought Dallas had that type of offense and that type of defense, but for some reason they never was able to put it together in the playoffs. And now you got to pick whether you think Dallas is going to perform like this again against 49ers. And then here's the 49ers, like 49ers usually show up when they supposed to show up, right?
Mhm.
So how do you pick this game?
I man, if you look at both sides, man, both you got to start with the defenses. They have crazy defense, crazy, front seven for both sides. So I think it comes down to if Dallas can get that quick pressure on Brock Purdy, get them unnerved, get them unsettled. Have them start making mistakes, throwing ducks, maybe some interceptions, get some sacks, get some QB pressures. I think that might make the difference. But also on the same side, the Niners can do the same thing. But we've seen Dak able to get out of the pocket and still make plays happen and extend drives and extend plays that way. So we know Dak's legs are proven. We haven't really seen Brock Purdy's legs. We've seen him get out of a couple of jams, but then he'll, dump off to CMC or Mitchell is right there, or he'll do a little quick dump to Debo or something. So we really haven't seen if he can get out of a crazy situation where the pocket collapse and then you gotta run for it. So
Dak's the more experienced quarterback. So
he is.
yeah. So if the defense, if this is a defensive battle, who do you trust? Right? You go trust the rookie Purdy with the quarterback guru, and Shanahan as a head coach. Do you trust that they'll be able to call up some easy screen plays, or they can run the ball effectively enough where they can keep Purdy out of trouble? I don't know. Do you trust the rookie quarterback Purdy, who looks good, who have all the pieces around him, and has the quarterback guru that can dial up timely plays for him, right? Or do you trust the more experienced quarterback with the questionable or shaky coaching staff and the questionable and shaky pass in the playoffs?
This is really hard because the rookie we haven't seen in a situation like this, but you don't know what Dak Prescott you're going to get on Sunday. You don't know if you're going to get the Dak from today or if you're going to get the Dak from the last game of the season.
Yeah.
So it's really hard, but I think I want to go with my first mind says that experience wins out. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Dak has the experience. He has the ability to read defenses and he'll be able to change plays on the fly. And he'll see when, the Niners, plus you got the tape from last year. This is pretty much almost the exact same defense from last year. So you go back to that tape, you study that. I'm pretty sure this has been on Dak's mind since last year. Because as a matter of fact, today is the year to the date that they lost that game to the Niners. So I think it's been on his mind. And you know what? I like the Niners 11 straight, but I think Dallas might go in there and win that. But it's not going to be no blowout by any means.
Yeah, I can't pick the Cowboys over the 49ers. I wish I would have had the heart to pick them over the Bucks. Because I really thought that was the better team. But for real, I think the 49ers is the better team in this matchup. And as far as them matching up, it's a good matchup. Is as good as the matchup with the Eagles would be. I think. I think if the 49ers move on and have to face the Eagles, I think that's a real good matchup too.
I think it's really evenly matched between the two, the Cowboys and the Niners.
But look, I'm gonna be honest with you. If the 49ers, if their path, all right, so they had to play wild card weekend too. So they had to play a game, even though they made light work out of Seattle. But having to go through the Cowboys and then potentially facing the Eagles in the championship game, those are two tough games 2 weeks in a row. And that might fare pretty well for whoever faces them in the championship. Who knows? 49ers might lose a player or two that might get banged up. I don't know. I think it means something. But I got Corey on the line. Corey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. I don't know why we didn't think about this as soon as why we didn't think about calling in whenever.
I don't know.
Your internet was jacked up. Yeah, we should have thought about that.
All right. Thought of that.
So I don't know if you heard everything we said about the game, but you was getting cut off when you tried to explain what you saw. But go ahead.
I posted on Facebook before the game started. Cowboys needed to do two things: run the damn ball and play good defense.
I saw
and
that.
That's exactly what they did.
I saw when you posted it, but they did more than that. I mean, Dak threw darts too.
Dak cooked, and that's a plus, and you'll take that. But that first game of the season against Tampa, Dak laid an egg, and I always, anytime that he plays a team that he does that against, if he gets to play him again, he normally comes out and plays well. But at the same time, I understand what you were saying earlier. It's hard to bet against Tom. But the Cowboys owed them 2. Yeah. They owed them from Monday night last year. Remember that first game of the season where Dak cooked again, but Tom Brady came back at the end and won. And then they won, and then the first game of the season this year. Yep. So they owed Tampa 2, and they took all 2 out on their ass tonight.
How did you feel about the way Quinn was dialing up the defense and the way Kellen Moore was calling the offense? Like it had now let me ask you this: out of all the games you've seen this year, we
out of all the games I've seen from Kellen Moore, period. Go ahead.
Right now, as far as having Dak look good, having the offensive line look good, having the defense look good, having the play calling look good on both ends of the field, on both ends of the ball. Have you seen a more complete game from Dallas this year?
Maybe against Philly. That's it. Offensive wise, defensive wise, no, they got torps. But offensive wise, the only thing that comes to comparison this year is against Philly. But Kellen Moore can call good football games. I just think sometimes he gets pass happy, and he needs like a run game coordinator. And they picked up on earlier this season, and I think they, like tonight it showed that they actually used it. And the thing about Dak is that if you're running the ball and he can hit you off play action passes, that's when he's dangerous, man. That dude is nuts off play action passes, and that's exactly what they did tonight. I mean, that's exactly what everybody's been calling for them to do. That's exactly what everybody's been like, like when they play like this, they are almost unbeatable. Yeah. And tonight, like they were tough. But they got their hands full next week.
They do got their hands full next week. But I will say this. I will say this before I get your thoughts on the 49ers game looking ahead. It's clear. If it haven't been clear since I don't know, midway through the season, it's very clear now that this is Tony Pollard's backfield.
Oh yeah.
This is his backfield. Yeah. And I don't know what y'all go do having his backup be probably one of the highest paid players on the team. You know what I mean? So
you restructure, you got to go.
Yeah. I think that's gonna be in order. Tony Pollard looks good, but it's crazy, man, because there's a lot of similarities between him and CMC, except Tony Pollard don't get hurt every 3 games. You know what I mean? So this matchup gonna be real interesting. You gonna have Bosa on one end chasing Dak down. You gonna have Michael Parsons on the other end chasing down the rookie Purdy. You gonna have these 2 prolific running backs, right? The only thing that's a little bit different is CeeDee Lamb is more of a traditional receiver, and Deebo Samuel is just out this utility knife to do it all.
A damn football player.
Yeah, that's gonna be very interesting how y'all handle that, because Micah Parsons being a pass rusher can get, I don't know, maybe he can get down the field a little bit too much and get caught in one of those Deebo Samuel reverses or one of those jet sweeps or something like that. Like y'all gonna have to defend that, and Michael coming down hill with his head on fire is not gonna be the answer every time. So what you think about those dynamics?
Well, one thing about Frisco is they don't try to hide or mask anything that they do. They just come right at your face.
Yeah.
So you don't see it coming. I mean, they're not gonna try to hide it from you either, because they're good enough not to. The only thing that you can hope for, right, is that Brock Purdy finally turns into a rookie.
Yeah.
Because right now, I mean, they played a bad first half last week, and that's probably the worst I've seen them play. But they were only down by 1 point going into the half. Now, granted, it's a divisional rival. It's Seattle, and then Geno Smith decided he wanted to just start throwing interceptions in the second half. But they looked pretty regular, in the first half last week, and then the defense kind of took over, and I mean they just ran the ball down Seattle's throat. Dallas, they run defense isn't that phenomenal, even though tonight against a team that can run the football, they did a phenomenal job. But you got two running backs.
Tampa Bay cannot run the football.
They got the worst run offense in the league.
They had the worst run defense in the league. Not offense.
No, it was the worst because they.
They ran the first. They do have the worst run offense in the league because Tom Brady throw the ball 60 times a game. I don't understand that. You got two running backs that can run the football.
From behind, though, man, you got to start launching that thing.
That's very true. That's very true.
So
I didn't even think about that, but yeah, I mean they haven't run the ball. I mean Tom Brady led the league in what did he lead the league in attempts and yards this year?
Attempts and completions.
Yeah, he had over 50 passes in this game.
He had 66.
50 attempts. He had over 50 attempts.
He threw 60 tonight.
Yeah, he had 66 attempts.
He threw 66 passes tonight.
I think he was only 31 for 66 overall for the night.
Ain't no way no 45-year-old quarterback supposed to be throwing that much, man.
No, agreed.
And as much football as he's played, all these deep playoff runs and Super Bowl appearances, I mean, he got a lot of tread on his tires. He's 45, but really in football years, he might be 56. You know what I mean? Like this dude played some deep playoff runs, man. He's played a lot of football, man. So I felt bad for him, man. And I rooted against Tom Brady a lot, man. But dog, man, enough is enough, man. Like they didn't do that dude no favors, man. Him having his personal issues and all that stuff, man, it probably played on him. And then, now I'm looking at how Antonio Brown kind of came out and said certain things about him, man. I think that's kind of unfair, man. Like, don't kick a man while he down, yo. But they miss Antonio Brown and Gronkowski for sure. They probably miss Sue as well on the defensive end.
I mean, you got Vita Vea back tonight, and Vita Vea he made an impact probably in the first half of the first quarter.
I ain't hear his name not one time.
He made in them first two drives, he was all over the place. But the one thing the Cowboys did tonight, and it kind of surprised me. I don't know if you guys noticed this. The first two drives of the game, they lined up Connor McGovern at fullback.
Okay.
Who's normally the starting left guard. He's been the starting left guard all season.
Right.
But they put Jason Peters at left tackle and moved Tyler Smith, the rookie who's been playing left tackle the whole season. They moved him to left guard.
Right.
About halfway through the first quarter, I think it was in that second drive, Jason Peters got hurt. Hurt his back. And that shifted the offensive line back to the normal offensive line that they've been playing with all season. And that's when they started cooking.
Interesting. Going crazy. I was going to mention
that. Man, I said that I was talking to some of my buddies in a text group. And I was like, why would you shift the offensive line now? And they were like, injuries. And I was like, everybody that's injured is back. They're healthy. McGovern had a sprained ankle. He was out for 2 weeks. And they lost the center, B-Dash. They lost him for the last game with an ankle sprain too. They both came back tonight. So put their ass back in the line and let's go to work. And injury made them do that, and look what happened.
That's interesting.
Yeah, man. It ain't time to do no shuffling on the offensive line in the damn playoffs. I know Jason Peters he is going to be a Hall of Fame, first ballot Hall of Famer, right?
For sure.
But you haven't been playing all season. You've been coming in spelling people when they need a break or something, but you haven't been a starter all season.
Right.
Let them come out. Tyler Smith, as soon as he moved to left tackle, all that pressure stopped. That put Connor McGovern at guard, and that shut down Vita Vea, and it was over with. And it was done. Because you are going to need an athletic person. You're gonna need two athletes playing a left tackle and right tackle next week because them
For
ends
sure.
come hard.
Man, you ain't
They
lying.
come hard.
You ain't lying, but that's gonna be a good daggone game, man. That's gonna
It's gonna be tough, man.
They're gonna have to get that ball out quick.
Yeah.
And you know, tonight I saw Dak was playing that foot and letting that baby rip.
Yeah.
And he's gonna have to do it next week.
So this the thing I'm concerned about. For some reason, the San Francisco 49ers got Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers' number, and Aaron Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks we done seen play, and these are MVP seasons that he was having, and then he faced the daggone 49ers in the NFC Championship and he just can't get away from that pass rush. What do the Cowboys have that Green Bay didn't have that can help that?
It's a mental thing. I mean, like tonight, the Cowboys climbed a big mental hurdle.
They sure did.
They climbed a big mental hurdle,
and you could tell that. You can tell that by how they were celebrating in the skybox. Jerry Jones, Michael Irvin was in there. I seen Jerry Jones kiss a dude in the mouth. Like they was in there like, oh my God, like they.
I wouldn't be surprised if they broke out the Colombian.
Yeah, they needed this, man. They and like you said, that was a mental hurdle that they leaped over, man. But go ahead, I ain't mean to cut you off.
No, you good. It's a mental hurdle, man. And you know the thing about Green Bay. I mean, Dallas, and we talking about going back to remember when Dak was a rookie. Remember Aaron Rodgers completed that 50-yard out route. Remember that to the tight end and set up a 56-yard field goal, and they beat them. They beat them with 2 seconds left on the clock. And then you fast forward, where you rewind a year before that. That's when Dez caught it, but he didn't. Right.
Right.
They haven't beat Green Bay since it was like 2015, 2014. Like it's been a long time. Yeah. And you know, Aaron Rodgers say he owns Chicago and he owns Dallas.
You know what I think? You know what I think Dallas has better than Green Bay when it comes to going against San Francisco?
What's that?
I feel like Dallas has the better blocking backfield. I don't think Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon are good blockers for Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
I think Zeke and Pollard will definitely play a major factor in picking up those blitzes and stuff like that, and giving Prescott extra time to, you know, either extend the play or at least, you know, avoid the sack. I don't think Aaron Rodgers really has that in Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon.
One thing that the Dallas Cowboys did tonight that shocked the shit out of me, and it was the most shocking thing that I've ever seen the Cowboys do in the last 4 years, is they haven't thrown a screen pass since they played Pittsburgh and Zeke took that screen pass like 89 yards for a touchdown. That's the last time I've seen the Cowboys throw a screen. And they threw 5 tonight. I've been saying that when you have teams like the 49ers that just like to create heat, they like just, we're going to put your quarterback, he's going to put his mind under duress. We just going to bring personnel after personnel after personnel. We're going to come after you. If you throw a screen pass and pop it, that'll slow the pass rush down. It has to. And then you can run and play action. If you let them just pin their ears back and just come at you, it's going to be tough. And I don't understand why they haven't done it. They did it tonight. I mean, like, I don't know if they've been holding back. I don't know what the Cowboys were doing, but it looked like they actually had a game plan tonight, and they went out and executed it. But you're gonna have to have the same type of game plan against Green Bay, and a lot of the stuff that you was doing tonight ain't gonna work. But you're gonna have to stick with against San Francisco. It is a lot of the stuff that you're gonna try to do is not gonna work. Like, they are that athletic, and it's the front seven. Their secondary is not that fantastic. Right. It's really not. Like, if you watch them play the Raiders the other day, Like was that not last week, not the playoff week, but the week before that? Like the Raiders torched their secondary, torched them bad.
Yeah,
And the
Tavarius
Cowboys
Ward
got
was
better
getting
receivers
smoked.
than the Raiders. Yeah, they got better receivers than than Vegas does. But
I
Stephen
think
was very well protected, and they ran the damn ball. And it's just the Raiders don't have a defense like the Cowboys do, and they couldn't stop the Frisco offense. That offense if Frisco's offense. It don't matter who play quarterback, man. That offense is serious.
Yeah. Speaking of quarterback, let's move to the AFC and the Cincinnati Baltimore game. First question: should Lamar Jackson have suited up, put a brace on it like Michael Vick said, and went out there and played and tried to help his team?
No,
Okay, elaborate.
you ain't paid me yet. That's all the elaboration you need.
Chris, what you got?
for me, it's more than just the money. Yes, you didn't pay him, and so why would I jeopardize my future bag that I know I deserve? But Robert Griffin tweeted it perfectly, and uh, you don't want to change the trajectory of your career or possibly end it just for a chance to win. And if you're not, and Lamar Jackson even said it in his tweet, he was like, "I'm not 100%. I can't give 100% for my team."
Yeah.
Tyler Huntley he's not no Lamar Jackson, but he is like, I like to call him the Walmart Lamar Jackson. He's got the same kind of style. He fits right behind him in that. So I'm okay with him starting for Baltimore, and they almost won. It was just
they could have pulled it out, man. If instead of jumping over a pile, I mean, come on, bro. Like,
yeah, they said you got to go into the center with that one,
yeah,
especially from 2 yards out. That's crazy, and he did that from 2 yards out.
And then the possession after that, Corey, I think they had a fourth and inches they needed to convert, and they got in a formation like they was about to do the push on the quarterback sneak, but they had I want to say it wasn't Dobbs. Was it Dobbs? It was somebody that was like in that position. Was it Dobbs? Came in on kind of like a jet sweep, kind of, but and they got more than the inches they needed. They got 3 or 4 yards on that. These are the type of plays I'm like, okay, you was at the goal line. I mean, I know you got something better than trying to die. Like you was on the 2-yard line, not the goal line. You was on the 2-yard line, and then you tried to stretch and dive from that and break the plane.
Bro,
that was horrible,
bro.
And it just so happened that the worst luck in the world happened.
As a quarterback, you learn on a quarterback sneak. You take the snap, tuck the ball into your stomach, get your head down right at the center's behind, right? Put it on the left side of his behind or the right side of his behind, and you push. Mm-hmm. That's all you do is just push. Somebody's going to come behind you and push you, and you just try to make a wedge. And I mean, Philadelphia Eagles do the best quarterback sneak I've ever seen in my life. And it's just like a rugby scrum. That's all it is. And the most dangerous thing in the world for you to do is to try to go over the top of it, right? Because somebody's coming over the top because they're going to try to get over the top of the scrum and get you to lay down flat on your stomach.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to come over the top. The most dangerous thing you can do, unless your name is Cam Newton, is to try to go over the top of it.
Yeah. Yeah, you got somebody that's 6'6" with long arms and built like a tight end.
Yeah, that's the only time that works. And I don't know.
He wasn't even close.
Just trying to make a play.
Corey, he wasn't even close.
No, he was a yard and a half away.
Yeah, and it's not his fault. It was a bad play call. You don't do a push from the back while you diving over the top. Yeah. If you go push from the back, man, you're supposed to be churning your legs and there's no point in push when you airborne.
No, you're not pushing enough.
Yeah, that don't make no
Only
sense.
Thing you're doing. So bad play, but I mean, at the end of the night, though, Mill, they was literally a pass that hit a receiver in both his hands away from tying the game up on a Hail Mary on the last play of the game.
Facts.
Man.
And they held Cincinnati offense pretty much scoreless. They only scored on that defensive play. Was it there? There was the only fourth quarter score, right? That defensive play.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Again, though,
and they had several possessions. So the Baltimore's defense played well enough to win the game. The offense played well enough to win the game, except for that fumble at the goal line.
A freak play.
Yeah, it's just it was just crazy. They played pretty good, man. So
also, John Harbaugh's time management was terrible. Man.
John Harbaugh,
his time management might be worse than Mike McCarthy.
His time. I wasn't that disgusted by it, to be honest with you, man. Like
a minute 36, 3 timeouts, and you let the clock run and you run 2 huddles. That's crazy.
Yeah, but if they would have got in the end zone, then what? Like they got to the red zone with that strategy and had several shots at the end zone.
Listen, I understand the philosophy. What they were trying to do is that the game is going to be tied right here, and we're going to overtime. You're not getting another snap,
right?
And if you do, it's going to be 2 seconds left on the clock. You're not getting nothing.
Yeah. If it would have worked, no one would have said anything about his time management.
I still would have said it was bad.
That was terrible. I
would have been like, you lucked out. You got lucky, but
I'm sitting there watching the game, and I'm like, call the timeout, and they actually doing huddles. Clock is running. I'm just like, yo, and then like you get into that situation where you got to throw a 30-yard Hail Mary prayer, and it almost worked, but look how bad it almost ended up. Tyler Huntley almost failed.
Yeah, but I don't call it bad time management. I call it unorthodox. Like there's a textbook way to do it, and then there's a way to do it with people who got some balls to try something different than what's textbook. And there's no right or wrong way, or it's not a bad one or a good one. Like it's only bad if you run out of time and you're not able to get no shots. Like it'll be bad if he was at the 25-yard line on the other side of the 50, and they doing that. They had crossed the 50 and was moving the ball. He knew they was moving the ball, so he was like, all right, man, we good. We go do our thing. We go get to the red zone and we go get our shots at the end zone. But I mean, it's more than one way to skin a cat. So the textbook way ain't always the way you got to do it, in my opinion. So I ain't had no issue with it.
Well, I mean, it didn't work. So
it didn't work. Yeah, for sure, it didn't work. But if he would have called them timeouts, you think it was gonna work because he had more time?
Yeah, it could have.
I mean, because that was a fourth down, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that was a fourth down. So it would have been fourth down with a minute left.
But remember, Andrews caught a pass. I think it was on second down. He tried to get out of bounds and couldn't.
Yeah.
Then they got scrambled. You prevent that scramble, and maybe you come up with a better third down play if you use a timeout earlier, and you draw up 2 or 3 plays. You got that in your pocket already.
That's possible. That's just but just me. I'm like, all right, he's taking the unorthodox route. I'm good with that. I mean, it is what it is. The same result was possibly going to be had regardless of what he did with his timeouts. Right. What I mean? But since we was talking about Lamar, how you think this go end? Is a couple of options. Either they franchise tag him and force him to play off a franchise tag, or they realize that the relationship is getting sour and they don't franchise tag him and Lamar walks in free agency, or he get the contract he wants, right? Which one you think?
You almost have to pay him.
Why?
I think you realize you need him now. Yesterday, they win that football game with Lamar Jackson.
True. I believe they do. A healthy Lamar Jackson, not Lamar Jackson in the knee brace.
No, not 85% Lamar Jackson.
No.
My promise is this: if he had his money, he would have played yesterday.
I believe so too. Huh? And this is how good Lamar is. Lamar gives the Kansas City Chiefs and Pat Mahomes at full strength. He gives them fits.
Hell.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not a lot of teams. It ain't a lot of teams where they show up to play Kansas City, you be like, yeah, they probably can they probably could, go toe to toe with Pat Mahomes and win. Lamar is like that. Lamar is like that. Them boys, what, Kansas City only lost 3 games this year, 2 games.
4.
I think they lost 4.
They lost 4.
Yeah, they're 13-4.
Listen,
Or did they go? No, did they go 14-3?
let me check.
Yeah,
Might
I think they actually went 14-3.
I think they only lost 3.
14-3.
Yeah, they only lost 3.
That's crazy.
They're tough, man.
Yeah, but Lamar gives you a chance with his one tight end and no receivers, and running back by committee who none of them got ACLs for some reason. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But Lamar still goes in Kansas City and be like, all right, man, I'm still a threat. You know what I mean? So the dude is, he's a superstar. You got to give him that money. You might not like the way he win his ball games because he's running and throwing. You might not like that, but you got to pay that man, or just let him go. Don't franchise tag this dude, man.
That's disrespectful.
Yeah.
I think they let him walk. I think the relationship is over. You seen what I tagged you in on Twitter when Lamar Jackson put on his story. Like, I think he's like,
I'm gonna pull
he's at his limit. He's at his because why does it take so long to if you believe that I'm the face of the franchise, if you believe that I'm that guy for you, I've taken you to the playoffs every year except one that I've been with this organization. I've gotten an MVP, a unanimous MVP.
Winning 10 games almost every season.
Almost every year I got a winning record. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting up numbers with no help. I'm putting my body on the line. Why is there a problem? Why won't you pay me? Deshaun Watson didn't play for almost 2 years, got a fully guaranteed contract. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense why they haven't paid him.
A very lucrative
guaranteed
contract at that.
You don't even got to give me fully guaranteed, but I'm damn sure at least worth $230 million. It ain't got to be fully guaranteed, but I'm worth at least $230, and we can go higher than that, or we can figure the guarantee out later than that. But this guy ain't touched the football in 700 some days, and he's got a fully guaranteed contract, no MVPs, how many playoff wins, and I don't have nothing. I'm out of here. You don't respect me.
Yeah. Very quiet as kept. He's probably part of the biggest choke in AFC Championship game history.
Yeah, he is.
Yep.
He is. And he didn't look so hot this season either, man. I hope he get it back next year. But here's what Lamar Jackson tweeted. When you have something good, you don't play with it. You don't take chances losing it. You don't neglect it. When you have something good, you pour into it. You appreciate it, because when you take care of something good, that good thing takes care of you. I don't know if he was posting this from some girl that he lost, or is this a subliminal with Baltimore Ravens, or both, but it fits. You know what I mean? And it's exactly the situation that he is in with Baltimore, man. Like, come on, man. I've been trying to get a contract since the summer. We can't seem to agree on certain things, and a lot of people try to blame it on the fact that he don't have an agent, and an agent would have got the deal closed and all this stuff, man. I don't think that's what it is, man. I really think they looking at Lamar Jackson as if you're a running quarterback. Your legs might be more valuable than your arm, in their opinion, and we don't want to give you all that guaranteed money. We just don't want to do it. And he thinks he deserves it, which I think he does deserve it. So especially being the fact that, with players like Cam Newton, Lamar Jackson, these type of dudes is electrifying. Michael Vick, right? That they actually, even Pat Mahomes, they actually have earned, before they even won a Super Bowl, they actually have earned their team owner more money that they can even stand, right? So not even signing him, thinking about what he gonna do in the future, and thinking about if he's gonna get injured in the future because he's a running quarterback. You gotta think about what he done for you already. Like what have he done for Baltimore Ravens and their revenue, and how much money they bring in, how many tickets they sell, and how many jerseys he's selling. if a player has brought all that money to your franchise, you pay him because you already owe him that money. If
Mhm.
Lamar don't do another thing for Baltimore, he's already earned the contract he's asking for.
I'm gonna
Right.
put this. I'm gonna put this into perspective for you. You have a quarterback, and you have a quarterback that's still in the playoffs, that's going through a similar situation, that does not have anywhere near the numbers that Lamar Jackson has, and guaranteed at the end of this season, no matter what happens, he will be paid. And that's
Who's
Jalen
that?
Hurts.
Oh,
What's the difference?
Look at Jalen Hurts has had one really good season. Lamar Jackson has had 3.
The difference is you got a franchise that know what they're doing, and you got another one that don't.
also the
Absolutely,
timing. The timing game is
absolutely.
different too. This is only Jalen Hurts' second year as a starter.
Yeah, but I mean, Lamar Jackson has started from the beginning. No receivers, no nothing, just him and Mark Andrews, and has absolutely torn the NFL apart.
Which is no, I agree that is true. But like Mel said, the Philly sees what they got, and they're not afraid to spend money, and we've seen this before.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and the thing about Philly, right? Um, Philly went out and actually provided for their quarterback. They took their quarterback. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Honed in on their strengths. Put a team around him to further um, let his strengths play out, right? And look at the result. What has Baltimore done for Lamar Jackson?
Get
Kept
rid of his.
Andrews. That's it. They kept Andrews. That's all. That's all. They kept Andrews. They kept
That's all.
Harbaugh. Other than that,
That's all they've done.
yeah. They tried to bring in Sammy White. They drafted what's the guy we like, Corey, the rookie
Duvernay.
receiver.
No, Duvernay not a rookie. I don't think.
Oh
Well, he was a
no.
rookie last year, right?
Uh,
The rookie from last year.
I know who you're talking about. I can't.
Bateman.
Bateman, Rashad Bateman.
Yeah, I mean, they tried. They bought in Deshaun Jackson, who was a 35-year-old receiver with some speed. You know what I mean? They trying to do a little something. They lost Hollywood Brown though.
Put a little band-aid on it.
Yeah, they trying to do a little something, but I mean, they ain't doing. I mean, he got a
Nearly
tight
enough.
end. He got a tight end, but Mahomes at one point had a tight end that was better, plus a Pro Bowl receiver.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? So I mean,
Agreed.
they gotta do a little bit something else, man.
They got to spend some money over there in Baltimore,
Yeah.
and they got to. I don't know how many draft picks they got. I'm gonna have to look later and see because there's some receivers coming out in the draft this year too, that they might have to make some plays for or something. Because
See, and that's really the thing about it, Chris and Mill, is that every year, by the time Baltimore draft, they pretty much, all you players that can come in and plug and play, they can come in and play right now. They gone because Lamar Jackson keeps winning without them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
But you have to do something.
Yeah.
You have to.
It's gonna end up like Russell Wilson in Seattle once they pay you and they start saying that we're not gonna pay the pieces around you and we're gonna expect you to do more with less. And it's going to get to the point where he's not going to have those 10, 11, 12 win seasons, and they're going to have really average seasons, and it's just going to make him look bad, right? So the same thing kind of happened with Russ. Honestly, same thing New England was doing with Tom Brady. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. He might have to get up out of Baltimore. To be honest with you, forget getting that money from Baltimore. Just leave. Baltimore made a lot of money off your back, man. But if they don't want to pay you, make sure you get that money from somewhere else. Don't do the more free label, man. But I want to move to this Chargers Jacksonville game. And the question I got for y'all with that Chargers Jacksonville game, man, is this really a fireable offense for the head coach blowing that lead on top of what he did last season in the last game against the Raiders.
If 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 you know a more fireable offense, please let me know right now.
Is a pig's ass pork. I mean, if I'm the Chargers organization, his nameplate is off the door, his code is changed to the facilities, and I'm telling him he got to catch a Greyhound bus back to California because you're not flying on the team plane and we're not paying for no ticket commercial. There's 27 point lead, bro, in the playoffs. You have a +5 turnover margin.
Do you really want to give Herbert another coach? I mean, he had Lynn earlier. Now he got Staley. Do you want to give him another coach, or do you say for continuity? I just got to say, look, man, you got to learn from this, and you know, I mean, you can't just go firing people knee jerk reactions every time they slip up and lay.
It's not a knee jerk reaction. This same shit happened last year.
So it would have been knee jerk last year. Now, hey, this is a trend, buddy.
Now it's solidified.
If you don't fire him immediately, he's gonna have the shortest leash I've ever seen next season. Like a 4-game leash. Like if we don't finish the first quarter of the season 3-1 or better,
3-1 my ass. You better be 4-0.
He got to turn over a whole new leaf, huh?
He need to go talk to Phil Jackson or something.
So y'all don't think the better team won this game?
No.
On paper, the Chargers were the better team.
And that's without Mike Evans.
Mike Williams. Yeah. That's another bonehead thing. What was Mike Williams doing in the game to get hurt like that?
It wasn't even just Mike Williams. It was, again, Brandon Staley. This was him. The Chargers' position in the playoffs was locked. No matter what that last game, they was not moving out of that 5th spot. They were locked in at the 5 seed. Why are you playing all your Justin Herbert played to the end of the game, Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, Mike Williams played till he got hurt, all your defensive starters. Why? That's stupid.
And that's not even my question of the whole thing, right? You have completely flustered this young quarterback in the first half. You flustered him. You got them beat. He got looks on his face. Now after that 4th interception, he just had a look on his face like, damn, it just ain't my day today. You know what I mean? But I told somebody, watch them do some dumb shit like the Cowboys did against Jacksonville and let them come back. There is no way in hell in the second half there is no way in hell I'd have called a pass play. You couldn't even pay me to call a pass play. You could not have paid me. And they come out cooking and throwing picks. And I'm like, wait a minute. Like, why are we doing this? Like, there were so many times in the game. There was so many times in that game where you could have been like, you know what? We need to slow this down. Eckler was averaging like 4.6 yards per carry in the first half. And they were like, Jacksonville shut the road down. Okay, it went down to 3.9. That's still a first down every 3 plays. Just run the ball.
Just bad football, bad coaching, man. Just bad coaching all around.
If that's not a fireable offense, I don't know what to tell you.
So it was funny, man. People like Stephen A. Smith and a lot of other people, man, just started tweeting, man. Congratulations, Sean Payton, on your new job with the Chargers.
Yeah, man.
Like, golly, man, it's crazy, man.
Nah, that was an egregious offense of coaching ability in that game.
Yeah, man. It's hard to forgive for that.
Yeah. So the Giants beat Minnesota. I think
saw it coming.
Me and Corey, we actually both picked that. I think me and Corey picked Jacksonville too.
I picked Jacksonville as well. Yeah.
Corey, me and you picked Jacksonville. Giants.
I don't have faith in the Chargers.
Yeah. Now Danny Dimes played a heck of a football game.
That's the best I've ever seen him play.
Daniel Jones played a heck of a football game. This dude running. As far as quarterbacks, out of the whole wild card, Dak and Daniel Jones. Maybe I say Joe Burrow as well, but Joe Burrow didn't have the game that Dak and Danny Jones had.
No, throw Brock Purdy in there too. Brock, Dak, and Daniel Jones were
okay. Those would be the top three out of the 6 games. Brock Purdy, Dak, and
Brock
Daniel
Purdy
Jones.
cooked off.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy cooked off 5-yard outs and them turning them into humongous games. But
That's true.
I mean, hey,
That's true.
You still got to hit the 5-yard out.
That's true because he hit Debo and Debo. First of all,
Yeah,
Debo was on the sideline in one gear that I thought was his top speed, and then once he got past a block, he hit another speed and just and was. I'm like, man, what the heck is this dude on, man?
Hey,
That Jones unreal.
Debo healthy is crazy.
Ball player.
Yeah.
And San Francisco had better have paid him that money, otherwise they'd have been hurt.
But you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy, man? As good as Debo is, AJ Brown is a tad bigger, and just like him, except he don't take a lot of handoffs in the backfield.
Line up in the backfield.
Yeah, he don't do that stuff, man. But they almost the same dude, except AJ Brown a little bigger, man. So he's a bigger target for some of those possession receptions.
AJ Brown remind me a lot of Julio Jones when Julio Jones was young.
I think AJ Brown has the better hands slightly because some of the catches he made this season were unreal.
Yeah, it seemed like his hands are like really huge. I mean, the way he be bringing those passes in, it's all hands catches.
Look, man. What you know what baffles me more than anything about AJ Brown? Tennessee said he was washed up.
Yeah, that's facts. That's crazy.
So how much of AJ Brown's departure from Tennessee was his fault, Ryan Tannehill's fault, or Mike Vrabel's fault?
Mike Vrabel.
Well, hold on.
I don't think it was Mike Vrabel. I think it was the front office.
They treated AJ Brown exactly like Baltimore is treating Lamar Jackson right now.
Didn't want to pay him.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, and then you go out and pay Tannehill. And it's the same thing they just did with Lamar. Like the last thing you should have done is have your star player, your quarterback, the dude that's really winning the ball games for you, be begging for a contract, and in the midst of him begging for it, you go out and give Roquan Smith a huge contract. Like that's a slap in the face, man. Like and that's exactly what they did with Tannehill in Tennessee.
That is a huge slap in the face.
It is.
Which is why if I'm Lamar, I'm walking, bro. Because when that happened, I saw it came across the screen. I think we was on the show, and it was like Roquan Smith just got $100 million over 5, and I was like, but Lamar still isn't paid. Like, and you can't even use the no agent thing because I don't think Roquan had an agent either.
No, he didn't. That was part of the headline. They made for sure to let us know that he didn't have an agent either. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. But yeah, back to this Giants Minnesota game. Danny Dimes played good. Freaking the Giants as a whole played good. Saquon Barkley played good. But I don't even want to talk about that because we don't really believe in Minnesota like that. So I just move ahead to next week.
Bro, what the most amazing thing about that whole game was?
What's that?
4th and 8, Kirk Cousins throws a 3-yard out to the tight end.
You know, yeah. But he go keep getting his money though. He'll get his money before Lamar do.
If I'm the GM, that's a fireable offense too. But like I said, Kirk gonna retire as a Viking.
Yeah, for sure. He gonna retire a rich man too. And I like Kirk, man. Kirk. He'll a decent quarterback. He good. I like him.
He a Michigan cat too, man. So
yeah. But so let's look ahead to some of these games. We already talked about Dallas and San Francisco, so let's talk about Philly and New York. Who y'all picking and why?
That's a divisional rivalry once again.
Yeah, it can go either way.
That's hard.
I'm listening. I'm gonna listen to what y'all got to say.
Okay,
and then I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
So, as much as I like Philly, how they've been playing all year, man, New York just showed me something. And even the last game of the season, when New York had all the third stringers in and took them to the buzzer almost. This is a different New York team. They got the They got their head coach his first playoff win in his first year. They're gonna want to build off that momentum. I got New York beating Philly.
Yeah, this got upset special written on it, but I'm not gonna pick New York. I'm gonna pick Philly. And, I mean the weapons, man. They got. I mean, I don't think AJ Brown and Devontae Smith and Jalen Hurts is about to allow New York to come in there and shut them down. I don't think Philly's defense is about to let Danny Dimes come in there and throw the ball all over the field. But like I said, I'm with y'all with the upset special. It got upset special written all on it. The Philadelphia Eagles could definitely get caught sleeping on this. I'm just not picking New York.
You know what's crazy before Corey go? You know what's crazy? The whole 2 weeks or the whole week and a half, we haven't heard nothing from Philly. We haven't heard how the linemen are doing. We haven't heard how Jalen Hurts is doing. Like there has been no reports, no nothing. So that's kind of scary.
I mean, it ain't scary. These boys just got their head down and they're working. They're just ready to get. They just ready to get out there and do their thing, man.
Which is because what if these 2 weeks is what Philly really needed, and now they about to come out and just
it's very possible. I know one thing's for sure. They got a heady quarterback that's well rounded and grounded, mentally tough, and Jalen Hurts. And then they got a hungry receiver in AJ Brown that's ready to do his thing, man. I'm telling you, I think they come out and perform for real. I really do. But go ahead, Corey. You laughing?
Oh no, I was laughing at the TV. I'm listening to what y'all saying, but y'all have just left out the major X factor in the entire football game between these two.
Okay.
And that's Saquon Barkley.
Yeah. Yeah, that dude on another level, man. He looking good.
Saquon is on another level right now. And Philly, I'm telling you, if you slip one little bit, and like Chris said, with those third stringers in the game in this last week, and Jalen Hurts needed that as a warm up game, right, to prepare just to get ready for the playoffs.
Right.
It ain't look so hot.
They ain't look bad.
They ain't look so hot at all.
They ain't look bad though.
Yeah, they beat a team full of third stringers by 3.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine, man.
I think they did treat it as just like a tune up, just to make sure Jalen Hurts' arm was straight. You know what I'm saying? And make because you don't want to go 3 weeks with Russ. That's crazy.
It was gonna be more than 3. It was gonna be like if he didn't play the last game of the season, it would have been more like 5.
Yeah, but I don't think Philly was out there saying, "Look, man, hey, man, our best plays and the stuff that we gonna use in the playoffs, man, let's show it to the Giants right now." I don't think they was doing that. I don't think they was doing that in that game against that third string. Like, I mean, come on.
I'm gonna tell you this now. Lane Johnson better play. Because that defensive line that they showed up with against, I don't think he is either. That defensive line that they showed up with against Minnesota, Hurts gonna have some people in his face. And sure, he's mobile, but I mean that can only get you so far.
Yeah.
They gonna have their hands full, and if they can establish a run game, right, and run play, and the thing about it is once again. You have a coach that is honed in on the quarterback strengths and got people around him to better just to work those strengths better, right? Mm-hmm. And they formulated a really good formula to win football games.
Yeah.
You let Danny Dimes get to running around like he was against Minnesota, you're gonna have your hands full.
Yeah. You know what, Corey? I think you are either 5-1 or 6-0. With the wild card picks. I
haven't lost one yet.
I'm 5-1 because I picked Tampa over Dallas, but me and you got the same.
Which is understandable.
Yeah, I think so I'm 5-1, you 6-0. You going with Dallas over San Fran for this next week?
Let the chips fall where they may.
So I'm asking, you going with Dallas?
I mean, I'm going with Dallas because I have to.
Okay, and then
But
Chris,
but the chips gonna fall where they may in this one. I don't know what's gonna happen.
okay, and Chris, you going San Fran?
Yeah, I'm gonna go San Francisco.
Yeah, I'm going San Francisco as well. I'm going San Francisco, and I'm going Philly, and Corey is going Dallas and New York. So Corey, this goes separate the men from the boys this week.
Yeah.
And Chris, you going New York over Philly as well too, right?
Yeah, I got San Francisco and New York.
Okay. All right. Kansas City and Jacksonville.
No, that's not it. That party ends this week. It was fun while it lasted, though. We had a good time.
Do you expect to see a close one? Do you expect is it gonna be competitive?
Look, it's gonna. We had a great season. We're just gonna go out here and let the chips fall where they may. If it's 50-0 at the half, shit, it is what it is. We had fun.
The man's taking enough of a beating. Go ahead and pick him up and take him inside.
Look, man. You gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm taking Kansas City in this one too. What about you?
Yeah,
Chris?
man.
I'm taking Jacksonville in overtime.
All righty then. How they
I
go?
like it.
How they go do that?
I like it.
I think Mahomes is gonna try to do too much. He's gonna make some mistakes, throw some picks. I think Trevor Lawrence learned his lesson. He got the jitters out the way from that first half, and we're gonna see the old Clemson sunshine. We're gonna see the second half of that last game.
Sunshine Scooter, he's back.
I like it.
Yeah. So and then I think the difference is run game. I think Etienne is about to have a field day.
I like it. I like
Man,
it. You making me want to watch this game because I wasn't gonna watch it.
You must have forgot about that guy named Chris Jones. It's gonna be really, really ugly in the middle.
Yeah, but you also got to remember Trevor Lawrence ain't no sit back and chill quarterback either. He definitely can get out when he needs to.
I tell you what, that's your best bet is like you said, that Sunshine Scooter from Clemson. He used to run the ball 8-9 times a game. You better do it this week, or it's gonna be a long, long day.
Corey said it's about to get uglier than a masterpiece sneaker in this bad boy, and I can't wait.
I got Jacksonville in overtime, pulling out the. I think they Cinderella story continues.
Okay, you got balls.
I like it.
The Cincinnati Buffalo is gonna be a really, really good game.
Man, that's an insane football game.
That's gonna be a crazy good game. I think Cincinnati will pull it out.
Not this time.
No.
That offensive line is too beat up. Now they were bad last year, right? And they did some plug and play people to come in and help solidify the offensive line. They did a good job right up until the last 2 weeks of the season when both of the people they brought in got hurt.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just a coincidence that offense didn't work against Baltimore. Like Joe Burrow was under duress.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Playing Buffalo, like that just ups the ante. And heaven forbid if DeMar Hamlin is healthy enough to come to the stadium, you can forget it. It's over. It is over.
That's true. That's true. You know what? That's a good point, man. I ain't even think of it that way, man. But you know what? I like the way Joe Burrow is playing, man. He came to the line, was checking out of plays. You know, he was pretty much out there playing sandlot football out there. Though I like Joe Burrow, man. I did not.
Joe Smooth. That's Joe Cool for a reason.
Man, that dude is. I mean, he's good as advertised, man. I like that. Dude, bro.
So for me, it's really hard for me to pick one because both secondaries are shot. Buffalo secondary is hurt, and then Cincinnati's secondary is Eli Apple. So
Eli Apple got burnt. He got burnt again last game.
By nobody. So I don't know. It's just who
he
can have.
got him on a nice route though. It was a nice route.
I mean,
Man,
everybody gets Eli Apple on a nice
it was
route.
a
I can get
simple
Eli
route.
Apple on a nice route.
He didn't. Hey, look, I ain't gonna lie. The way he ran the route, he didn't even sell it really, really good. Like the announcers was like, "Oh, the old sluggo," and I'm like, "Yeah, but I didn't actually see. I mean, only it looked like a regular goal, and then he stutter step with his feet, and then went again, and he didn't. It ain't like he committed to a slant and then
It was a
went go.
super simple route.
Yeah. So I'm like, man, how did like Eli Apple played it like he was about to do a slant, but the receiver didn't sell a slant. That makes sense. Like the receiver started running, stuttered step like he was gonna stop, and then started running again, but he never turned
Now,
like he was gonna slant, and Eli Apple went all the way inside like he was trying to stop a slant, and then he just got toasted
hey,
there.
not times that with Stephon Diggs.
Whew.
And Gabriel Davis. You got to cover one or the other. You got to or Dawson Knox.
Yeah, but there's three receivers in with the Bengals. They got to cover too, man. You know,
That's why I said
you absolutely right. I mean, it's not going to be a low scoring affair at all.
yeah, it's gonna come down to who got the bigger arm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who was that game that Josh Allen went down to the wire with last year in the playoffs? Was it Kansas City?
Kansas City. That game is the reason why the overtime rule is different in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a heck of a game. Heck of a game.
That was tough.
Them boys were slinging that thing, boy.
I feel like they scored like 4 or 5 touchdowns in 2.5 minutes.
They're slinging it, and three of them went to Davis. Gabe Davis was. I mean, it was.
I'm talking about he running down the field wide open.
Oh yeah. It was looking like Nat Turner out there. It was slinging that thing.
Oh, which is another reason why I got Jacksonville winning is because Kansas City ain't got no secondary. But continuing on,
it's gonna be interesting.
But
them my picks, man. Them my picks.
I'll take Buffalo over Cincinnati. I think Josh Allen will probably outshoot Joe Burrow in this one.
It's time.
Josh Allen gonna make more mistakes than Joe Burrow. I promise you.
Oh, for sure, because his game.
Oh yeah. That's not a question.
Terrible. You almost lost to the third stringer. That is crazy.
Yeah, he throwing some picks. He might throw 2 picks.
Because he had 2 picks and he had 3 fumbles, one of which was lost. Like that's crazy.
I mean, look. I don't know what people see in quarterbacks, and I know like the media hypes up a lot of people, and I've always felt like that Josh Allen is one of those people that have been overly hyped. Like he's okay. He's not terrible, but he is okay. But one thing that he does do, man, is if push comes to shove and things start to happen and his big ass take off, he is trouble.
He trouble in there as a runner, and one thing he will do is hit Diggs. He's going to get Diggs. He's going to get Diggs a chance to make a play on the ball. He ain't about, you know what I mean? He go sling it, and that's one thing I like about him, man. I mean, you give him a number 1 receiver, he go use that boy. But it's some people out there with number 1 receivers, like when Baker Mayfield had Odell and Landry and couldn't find them. You ain't got that problem with Josh Allen. He go find Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
And what's better now is that Allen has a better rapport and chemistry with Gabe Davis now too. So if you doubling up Diggs, well, I'm just gonna throw to Gabe Davis. Or if you got both of them well covered, well, I got Dawson Knox underneath, or I got Devin Singletary out the backfield, or now I got James Cook. You know what I'm saying? So he got weapons.
I mean, he's done a good job. It's just that he is one of those type of quarterbacks that trusts his arm. He's got a humongous arm, and he trusts it 100%. And he'll go out there and sling that thing and try to put it in between 2 or 3 people. But that's not always safe football.
All right, so before we end this one, we're gonna do what we did last week. Now with the remaining teams, which is Kansas City, Jacksonville, Cincinnati, Buffalo, Philadelphia, New York, Dallas, and San Francisco. Rank the quarterbacks. Rank the quarterbacks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 through 8. Rank the quarterbacks.
I don't have to write this down.
All right, well, I go first. All right.
Go ahead.
Pat Mahomes, number 1.
Let's give him.
Joe Burrow, number 2.
Okay.
Dak Prescott, number 3. Jalen Hurts, number 4. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Jalen Hurts, number 4. Josh Allen, 5. Purdy, 6. Oh, between Sunshine and Danny Jones. Ooh. I go Sunshine 7, Danny Jones 8.
Okay.
I know y'all probably got the Hurts and Allen probably reversed to what I had it.
I don't. I have Patrick Mahomes first. I have Jalen Hurts second.
Woo!
I have Jalen Hurts second. I have. We basing this off the playoffs, right?
No, I want you to tell me who you think the best quarterback remaining is.
Oh, just straight up the best quarterback remaining. Oh, okay. Okay. So I got Patrick Mahomes first. I have Joe Burrow second.
Okay.
I have Josh Allen third.
Okay, that's interesting.
Jalen Hurts fourth.
Okay.
Dak Prescott fifth.
Okay.
Brock Purdy sixth.
Okay.
I have Daniel Jones seventh and Sunshine eighth.
Okay, Corey, I don't want you to give me your 8. I want you to tell me if you agree with Chris with having Dak at number 5.
No.
Why not?
Too low.
Where you think he
you
did?
got?
Where you think he need to be?
I don't.
Who do you replace? Who do you take on my top 4 for him?
I'm definitely taking Josh Allen out.
But remember, he said the best quarterbacks remaining, not off playoff performance, because that was what I was going to do for you. You can't count on Josh Allen, man. Josh Allen gonna find a way.
He didn't find a way last year.
And Dak Prescott has you want to talk about shaky. Dak Prescott looks shaky this year.
Man, I think Dak better than Josh Allen.
Josh. I mean, so Dak Prescott looks shaky with 15 picks, right? How many did Josh Allen throw?
Probably just as much, maybe a little bit less. I think they were both tied for the league lead in interceptions.
Yeah, he threw 15. He threw 15, and Josh Allen didn't have no surgery on his throwing hand either. Just a wild card. But like I said, he if all else fails, one thing that's dangerous about him, if all else fails, he will take off running. He don't mind doing that at all.
He's like a white Cam Newton.
Yeah, that's for sure. But he not. Josh Allen's not better than Dak, man. I agree with Corey. I think Dak better than Josh Allen, hands down. I do, but Josh Allen's good.
I just don't. I mean, yeah, Josh Allen. I mean, the one thing that makes him crazy is that if it all get crazy to him, his big ass will take off running, and he is not afraid to do it.
And he falling forward when he get hit too.
Yep.
Throwing shoulder pads.
Yeah, he falling forward.
Now I tell you what, you put him in Baltimore for that quarterback sneak and go over the top, it's probably a different story.
Yeah. Dang,
that's
crazy.
Probably a different story.
Well, all right, man. I think we squeezed all the juice out of the orange, man. This, I can't wait the next week, to be honest with you.
It's some good football today, man. It's
gonna be good.
Hashtag fire Brandon Staley.
Is another Monday night game?
No, it's just Saturday and Sunday now.
That was it.
Okay, so next time we're going back on is we I think we got to jump back on tomorrow night for NBA, and then and then next time after that will be on Sunday after the last game. That's cool.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
All right, sounds good, man. All right, fellas, peace.
Later.
Peace.